Hello guys, today I want to review a highly rated shoe for a Chinese brand, Qiaodan, a Qiaodan Plaid 2.0. The main reason why I was hyped about this shoe is that I have raced in the first and second models and they were awesome. I feel like the best way to review this shoe is in comparison with the version 2 and the version 1. So this is the Plaid 1 and this is the Plaid 1.5 and this is the Plaid 2. I think that's the best way to review these shoes in comparison with the previous two models. After all, the whole essence of reviews is to help people make purchasing decisions. At the end of this video, I will tell you my pick of the three. And not only that, throughout this video, I will also be highlighting where each of these models shines best. So you can actually choose the one that is best for you based on your preferences. As always, if you are not yet subscribed to the channel, I still urge you once again to please support us by clicking that subscribe button. You know, it's just a click for you, but it does a whole lot for us. So please hit that subscribe button straight away. And at the end of this video, if you like the content, do not hesitate to also hit the like button, and the notification bell also so that you don't miss any updates. It's still your man, Dr. CY, the running dog, the only reviewer that uses his medical background and running experience to give you the most incisive running shoe reviews. So let's begin. From the website, they told us the things that they did to the new model to make it a better shoe. The first thing is that they changed the material of the midsole. The base foam in the first and second versions is the thermoplastic polyester elastomer, TPEE. So what you have in the Plaid 2.0 is PIBA-based supercritical foam. So they moved away from TPEE to polyether block amide. The second thing is that the midsole material in this now has an energy return of 95%. As opposed to 92% they have in the Plaid 1 and the 1.5. And another thing that also happened to this newer foam is that this one has a faster rebound rate. If you compress a foam and release it, the time it takes for it to revert back to its original position, that is the rebound time. The shorter the time, the faster the rebound rate. Now, the importance of rebound rate is mostly for cadence runners. The quick rebound is supposed to help them turn over their strides with less effort. Another change is the upper. They changed the upper material to now a 55% PIBA-based mesh to get an upper that molds more closely to the feet, giving that soft-like fit. You notice that the new version is narrower, it's more sleek, both from the front and from the midsole. Even when you compare with Plaid 1 also, you will still see the same thing. Of course, the essence of the whole thing is to improve the aerodynamics of this shoe so that less interaction with the wind means less friction and then helping you also run faster. But all these stories are just what is on the website, On ground, what did we see? That is the most important thing. What did I find out? My first run in this out of the box was a 19-kilometer long distance run. Then I did an interval run of 4 kilometers at 1 kilometer intervals, running at full speed, And then my third run in this was a 11-kilometer tempo run. So I've had 3 runs in these shoes. So immediately I put these shoes on the feet, one thing I noticed is that the upper actually does mold better around the feet. It tightly holds your leg, there's no shaking, it's firm, gives that extension of the feet feel, just sock-like feet. I could even run in these shoes without the laces at all. That's how closely applied it is to the feet. And it's quite comfortable around the feet also. So the new upper is a plus. And then you notice that it's really nice looking too. I don't know about you, but me, I think the new shoe is the best looking of the three. This is the Plaid 2, this is the Plaid 1.5. I think the Plaid 2 looks better. If you see the upper in the other two versions, you see you can't make a runner's knot in this. But here they added this piece of TPU material here where they pass the laces so that this one now has a room for runner's knot. So you can make a runner's knot in the new version, but you couldn't make in the 1 or 1.5. They added more design to it too, makes it look better. But then they also did something else, which we will get to later. And of course, if you look at it, it's breathable, just like all the other models, The sizing is the same as previous versions. I got my usual size US 11 or EU 45 and it fits me perfectly. There was no mention of increased stack height from the website. So I'm assuming that it's still the same stack height that you have in the Plaid 1 and the Plaid 1.5, which is 37 in the heel, 30 in the forefoot with a 7mm heel to toe drop. However, when I put this shoe on one foot and put the 1.5 on the other feet, this appeared to be a little higher. I don't know whether that is because this has higher foam or because the 1.5 sinks in more, because this midsole is a little firmer than the 1.5. Now, I put this on the scale and they are weighing 241 grams in my size US 11. The 1.5 is weighing 236 grams and the Plaid
Plaid 1
is weighing 234 grams. Just about 7 grams between the Plaid 1 and the Plaid 2.0.
But then I always wonder why you want to make a shoe that people are supposed to run faster in, and then you are increasing the weight. Now let's talk about the feet. If you look at the platform of these shoes, these are narrower, but these are wider, both in the heel area and in the forefoot.
The implication of this is that for regular feet like mine, it's awesome. The shoe length is good, the toe box width is enough for my feet to have that wiggle room without being extra.
But the only issue here is that if you have any form of wide feet, you will have issues both getting your foot in here and getting enough room in the toe box.
Of these three shoes, the one with the widest toe box is the 1.5. The next is the Plaid 1. So those that have wider feet should rather go the 1.5. But there is another problem. Notice that the hole in the 2.0 is much smaller. So getting your feet into this is a piece of work. I struggle to get my feet into this. I feel that if I had a shoehorn, it would have been easier. So if you are getting this, getting a shoehorn is going to release a lot of frustration for you.
And if you have wide feet, that is even double trouble for you. But then another issue that I have with the narrower platforms is that the underfoot feel in this is kind of weird.
I didn't feel like my whole feet was resting on these shoes. And the negative result of that is that some parts of the feet are bearing more weight than others. So in the end, there is a couple of painful areas. I can't see myself running more than 2 hours in this shoe. Because if I'm developing pain at less than 10 kilometers, that's not a good sign.
And even the third time I ran in them, I still felt pain again. And I think another thing that also contributed is that the midsole of these shoes is firmer. So among these three shoes, the most comfortable is the Plaid 1.5, followed by the Plaid 1. This one feels very luxurious on feet. This one is also absolutely comfortable. There's nothing to complain about the shoes at all. It's just that the 1.5 gave a more luxurious feel than this.
I did my marathon in this. After 42 kilometers, my feet were great. I didn't have any issues at all. But for the Plaid too,
The upper is amazing. I like the feeling of the upper. But the underfoot feel is where I have issues. And then let's go to the main issue. This shoe is designed to make you run faster. If you put your foot in these shoes and try to walk, you will feel the power. You will feel the bounce. The shoe compresses nicely, it bounces nicely, the plate gives nice stiffness, so nice energy return from landing to toe off. So this shoe is very responsive. But then what I did today is to compare this shoe with the Plaid 1.5 and the Plaid 1.0. What I did is to run 2 kilometers each. My target is to find out, first of all, the maximum pace I was able to maintain, and then how comfortable it felt. And believe it or not, I ran my fastest pace in the Plaid 1. Next is the Plaid 1.5, and funnily enough, the Plaid 2 is the one that I ran my least pace.
I ran 2 kilometers at an average of 4 minutes 22 seconds per kilometer in the Plaid 1. Then this one gave me 4 minutes 28 seconds, while I ran 4 minutes 36 seconds in the Plaid 2.0. If you've run in the Adios Pro 3, that's the kind of feeling you get from the Plaid 2.0. Whereas the Plaid 1.5 gives you the kind of softness you get from the Vaporfly 3. Plaid 1.5 and Plaid 1, they feel more like the Nike Zoom X, very soft.
The Plaid 2 felt more like the Adios Pro 3. Let's just say that I wasn't thrilled. So in the end, if I'm to go for a marathon now, I'll definitely not be choosing this. I'll still be going in either the Plaid 1.5 or the Plaid 1.
The outsole material for all the shoes are still the same, so I expect the same durability in all the shoes. Slightly different design in the Plaid 2. I feel that maybe very elite athletes, those who run less than 3-hour marathons, may probably get more out of the Plaid 2.0.
Of course, you know that the more you compress a shoe, the better energy return that you can get from them.
Probably at the speed I'm running, I'm not compressing this shoe enough to get up to the energy return they are talking about. But because these ones are softer, it's easier for me to compress these shoes more and get more energy return from this one. So maybe elite runners will probably get more out of the Plaid 2.0 than I'm getting from it. Because when they run at a faster pace, they will be applying more pressure on the midsole and they are able to compress the shoes more and probably get more energy return out of them. I'm speculating here. But for regular runners like the rest of us, the Plaid 1.5 or the Plaid 1 is a better choice. Coupled with the fact that this also has some hotspots underfoot. If you're a very fast runner and you want to try them, maybe you can get more out of them. So in the end, I will say
the Plaid 2.0 is a nice shoe, but I don't think that is the best choice for us leisure runners. For me personally, I'm a little disappointed. Based on my experience with the first and second versions, I expected more than I got out of them. When I have tested this, and now getting this, that's why I'm not thrilled at all. This switch to the firmer foam didn't work well for me. Why I chose this in the end is because this shoe is smaller than the Plaid 1.5. The energy return, the bounce that I'm getting out of both shoes are similar. And this is more comfortable, a little more stable. But because I have no stability issues, this is a smaller shoe, but it gives me everything that this is giving me. Because this is smaller, the volume is less, so the friction with the wind will also be less. That's the main reason why I chose this. And of course, when I was running, I did feel it. That was why I chose this for my last marathon. But when I want to go out there and run, maybe do a half marathon in absolute comfort, I usually like to go with my 1.5.
Maybe watch other reviews also, see what other runners think. Maybe if there are elite athletes that reviewed this shoe, you can also see what they think about it.
But for me, this midsole didn't have any wow effect. But when I ran with this one the first time, it gave me that wow effect. Ironically, all of them are still selling at almost the same price. This one is just maybe $5 more than the Plaid 1.5 for the Plaid 1. Their pricing are still very, very close, so that's it, guys. This is my own opinion for these shoes. Once again, I thank you for watching. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel for more videos, and see you in the next one.